This is Western Mass News.
Good Monday evening, everyone. Welcome to Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano. New owners for some of the Springfield Gardens Apartments in Springfield, as the rest of the buildings are now up for sale.
And I'm Abby Carnevale. All of this following more than a year of complaints filed with the city over what tenants call deplorable living conditions. Western Mass News reporter Glenn Kittle has more.
4 buildings formerly owned by Springfield Gardens have been sold to Patriot Property LLC, with another 33 buildings owned by the problematic landlord currently on the market. Western Mass News has followed developments for more than a year as viewers living inside Springfield Gardens showed us the dangerous conditions they were living under, including severe water damage, mold, and security issues. Their concerns taking them to housing court, with top city leaders calling for immediate change with unsuccessful results. Katie Talbot, lead organizer with community action group Neighbor to Neighbor, tells Western Mass News she's optimistic about some of the buildings now being under new ownership. However, she is raising quality of life concerns with these new landlords.
I want to make sure the folks that live there stay living there and don't find a no-cause eviction on their door one day to get them out and increase rents with new people.
Mayor Dominic Sarno tells Western Mass News he hasn't had a chance to speak with the new property owners. However, he tells us he's prepared to fight for tenants.
I also will extend a hammer if they don't do the right thing with these properties, because I will continue to stand up for our Springfield residents so they have proper housing.
Talbot tells us she wants renters to be a part of this conversation. She hopes more money can be spent by the city to help turn renters into property owners to hopefully avoid issues that we're seeing in the Springfield Gardens buildings.
I do think it's important to highlight the need to put some funding in the low-income housing trust. If there had been funding put in there, there would be avenues for some of the tenants to actually access in order to be property owners, right? Like, why not them have the chance to own those buildings?
Reporting for Western Mass News, I'm Glenn Kittle.